Good evening. First of all, yes, I'm back on night shift. It's Friday night, the last one of the week, and it should be shorter than usual. I've not even got half a trailer on tonight, and I'll probably come back with less than half a trailer. Rochdale are on job and knock on a Friday instead of 24-hour working, so they'll be going like the clappers tonight. Right, sorry I've been a bit quiet. Apart from work being a bit sketchy, I mean, I've been in constant work. It's just everything's been changing at drop of a hat. The multi-drop that I was on like last week and the week before, it has just been absolutely insane. The volume of work has just been through the roof, so I've just not had time for everything. On top of which, my other half Sharon has been very ill, multiple things going on. She's back at work this week, but she's been off for like nearly 3 weeks, and in the first 2 weeks of that, she was in and out of hospital about 5-6 times. Just everything just seems to add up. I'll not go into too many details because it's personal to her. I don't think she'd appreciate me telling YouTube all her health records and all of that. But needless to say, that's been a worrying time, like, you know. So, but you got to keep plodding on, like you do. Right, I was supposed to be on this job next week, but apparently the volume of work has dropped. So there's one of the day shift drivers who's on the books is doing this next week. But my agency boss has said, do not worry. He has a cunning plan. I'm going to start changing his name to Baldrick, I think. He's always got a plan for everything. So we'll see. I could be back on the multi-drop. I've been told the week after next I've got some more night trunking to do, but that'll be working out of Team Valley, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to the pallet network hub or pallet line. It'll be one of the two. I mean, tonight I'm going to pallets, so I've already done pallet ways as well, so they send me to these pallet hubs. You know, they're pretty much all the same, really. So anyway, it's a shame I'm not going to be on this next week, because I really do like this job. I mean, I was talking to the company owner tonight, and he asked me how I was getting on, and I told him, I make no secret, I like it here. I says, I get given a nice truck, runs good, I go to Rochdale, everybody's friendly over there. You know, the other drivers are all pally. Nothing to complain about, no pressure on me. And he says, well, we'll always ask for you by name because you get on with the job. You know what you're doing. You don't slouch about. You know, they're happy, I'm happy. It's what you want. I mean, the other contracts I'm doing who do both multi-drop and pallet network, they're happy with me. They even tried to stop me coming here this week. I think it was a bit of a joke because I'd phoned up when I'd done all my deliveries and said, what's my collections like? And said, oh, by the way, you don't really want to go night trunking out of Cramlington next week, do you? Come here and work days for us. I'm like, what? I said, what I'm going to do next week is like having 2 weeks holiday, like, you know. So I'm not coming here and doing hard work. But it's nice when you can have some banter like that, you know. So, sat-nav's currently saying 2 hours 53. It'll not take that. we're not having much weight on. If there's no in front of me, I'll be flying up the hills on the M62 tonight. So maybe 2 hours 5 minutes from here. How long have we been going? 10 minutes, yeah. 2 hours 30 minutes, I think. That's the plan. Obviously it depends if I get any diversions. The diversions tonight on the way home, I might have a small one on the A1, I think. Apart from that, it's looking pretty quiet. There's usually the diversion junction 65 to 68. That's been on all week. It's no great shakes really. Maybe add 10 minutes to your journey if there's no in front of you. But it's one of them diversions. It's alright at night, but if it was during the day, I'd go out of my way and use the tunnel instead. Tonight I'll not be using the tunnel because there's a closure on the A19 between the 690 and the 183. So if the diversion is on tonight for 65 to 68, wouldn't make any difference anyway. So 6 and 2 threes. I mean, a lot of people do whinge about the diversions and the roadworks, but to be fair, I mean, it's not usually that bad. Next week there would have been potentially 3 diversions on the way to Rochdale. One on the A1, 49 to 48 at RAF Dishforth. Then the M62 is closing junction 29 to 28. That's at 9 o'clock. Now, I would have made that usually, but the slip road to junction 29 is closing at 8 o'clock. So I'd have to go down the A1, pick up the M62 off that, because you're not able to do it off the M1, if you catch my drift. And then junction 22 at Saddleworth Moor down to junction 21 that I come off for at Rochdale, that's shutting at 9 o'clock as well. So when that's been done in the past, I've usually got past there about 9:30 and they've just been starting to put the codes out. So sometimes you get lucky, but if you have to come off at junction 22, I believe it's the A640 you have to pick up and come in the back way to Rochdale. It's doable. There's no great shakes, but it's going to be quite slow because you're going to have all the trucks that are going into Palex and other places all using the same stretch of A road, as well as the other traffic, obviously. So it is what it is. So drive for 3/4 of a mile. But yeah, this week I have really enjoyed myself. I mean, this doesn't feel like work. You know, I mean, I'm just chilled out. Well, that's what happens when you've been on something hectic for a few weeks, like, you know, where you're constantly going, you know, jumping out, curtains back, pallets off, you know, having consignments rejected, having to go for collections, places where you'll get there and they'll say, have you got a tail lift? No. Oh, well, let her go back then. and then having to move pallets around all day. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, the multi-drop's one of those things where it's a challenge, you're learning. I mean, some of the places you go to, if I'd have gone there when I first passed my test, I would have been absolutely shitting myself. You know, I would have just been like, no way am I doing this. But it's over 2 years that I've had my licence now, and yeah, some of these places, it's an experience, it's educational, it's expanding your knowledge and your experience. So yeah, if something's a challenge or it's hard work, don't knock it, because you're learning stuff, you know. That's what I'd say to anybody who's new to the job. You know, when it's hard, that's when you're learning. When it challenges you, that's when you're learning. You know, you don't learn anything when it's too easy. Just what it is. So now the other beauty of working night shift is when I come down here on day shift, I mean, for some reason they put me on 9 AM start, which this is my commute to work to Team Valley. Well, I've just come out of Cramlington. I come through there. I live about 5 miles north of Cramlington, so I have to come all the way down here. And on a morning, this is just gridlock. It's just a nightmare. It's the same at tea time when I'm bringing my truck back. More often than not, I'm coming back this way in the truck. And we get to the metro centre just round the corner. That's when it all goes wrong. You'll have traffic here, because obviously it's down to 2 lanes, everything's squished in, you know. You go a bit further on, after this junction here, widens out a bit, it'll speed up a little bit, not be much though, because everybody's already bunched up. And then you get to the Lobley Hill turn off Team Valley, and there's been some nights we've been sat there 15-20 minutes just trying to get to lights. The queue's been that long. Been absolute carnage. And what makes it worse is, before all these roadworks got as bad as they are, I mean, I didn't used to come off at Lobley Hill. I would go straight on to Coalhouse roundabout. I come down the filter lane there, which was a lot easier, because you don't have everybody cutting you up on Lobley Hill roundabouts, like, you know. You've got to watch what you're doing, because they come up the inside here. Not nice. But now they've got a lane closure in place, and it slips across. So the filter lane down to Team Valley is closed. The traffic just backs up all the way from there, right up past Angel at North, right up to the Washington turn-off, which is now closed, by the way, which makes it even worse. Now the queue for Team Valley often starts here. Just a little point of reference for you. Then you're queuing. So what's happening is, you're getting more people coming off for Team Valley who think they can avoid the queue to Coalhouse roundabout by coming off and going through Team Valley, which then clogs up Team Valley. So it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? It's just utter chaos. And we're trying to get back in, because the stuff we've collected is going out on the night trunks, and those guys want to be away. they want to be loaded and away for 6:30. Well, we're not getting back at yard till like 6:15. You know, it's just utter chaos. Now this is the junction, Lobley Hill for Team Valley. And where those chevrons are back there, I've actually seen people double back on themselves and go in that far lane there. That's how impatient they are. Now this, on a night, about 5 o'clock, the traffic is standing from here. And then it goes all the way up to the Angel. It is just absolute insanity. But there's nothing you can do about it. The amount of impatience that goes on, because people are just like, they don't want to waste 5 minutes of their life. And a lot of what goes on and causes the tailbacks up here is because people are not reading these signs, you know, warning you that there's a closure coming up. They've all got to beat each other. They'll not give way to anybody, you know, because it's 30 seconds of their precious existence. You know, hey, what do I know? I just drive a truck. So now this is going to go on, I believe it's spring 2025. Yeah, there we go, spring 2025. So we've got another year of this to go. So let's see how it goes. I mean, you'd think people would get used to it by now, but nah, they don't. But this is just the joys of what's happening. What makes me laugh is, they say when all these improvements are done, it's going to improve journey times and all this. I bet you it doesn't. In fact, I can almost guarantee it. Oh, one thing which I couldn't get my head round it at first, but where they're doing all these works here, you know, they've had to be closing this on a night because all of a sudden they found some old mine workings with like 4 metre deep caverns. Well, surely when they were surveying it all, they would have known about this. You know, you'd think a surveyor would have spotted something, wouldn't you? Especially with all technology they've got these days, you know what I mean? But no, they discovered it like 3 years into the works. So, I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, as you can see, it's not bad at the moment. I mean, this is 7 o'clock at night. You try coming up here during the day, you could walk it faster. It's absolutely ridiculous. Really is. Right. I've waffled for a fair bit, so I'm going to crack on. And we'll do a bit more when we get closer to Rochdale. See you in a bit. Welcome to Leeds. We're on the M1. We're just going to come to junction 42, which is also known as the Lofthouse Interchange, which becomes junction 29 M62. Now normally we would go under the like an underpass, like a link road, but by the looks of this, that's shut, so we'll have to go around the roundabout, which is no great shakes. But this little blue Renault in front has been playing silly bastards for the last couple of miles. It's been hogging lane 3, and I was overtaking a car, and then when it came to this 2-lane closure here, he decided he was going to match my speed and not let me past. So I got in behind him and he slowed it right down. Typical. Just one of those people who cannot bear to be stuck behind a truck.
Keep right onto M62.
Even though I was going faster than him. So, just what it is. Those of you who drive for a living will see it all day, every day. So we would normally go down there through that tunnel. Where's this Renault gonna go? I don't trust him because he's probably, if he is coming into my lane, he might not indicate and he might go up the last minute without any warning.
Recalculation. Keep right.
Oh, it did indicate, wonders never cease.
Enter the roundabout.
When Michael comes back from his holidays, I'll leave him a little note telling him to invest in some new wipers.
Enter the roundabout. Take the third exit.
As you can see, there's a lot of work going on
Take
around
the
here.
third exit onto M62 towards Manchester.
That's been for quite some time, to be honest. These roadworks just, wherever you go, they just seem to drag on and on. We've got 33 miles left. It's 8:45. Well, we haven't done bad. We're not having much weight on at all. Royal Mail isn't going to let me go. Come on. Yes, now. Go. Right, so 33 mile. And unlike the rest of the week when this trailer has been absolutely chocker, and I mean close to maximum weight, I mean this thing's absolutely flying tonight. It really is flying. So the sat-nav's saying 21:33, but that's based on an average of what I've been doing lately. So am I going to be quicker than that? Because on the long climb up towards Halifax and Huddersfield and that, it should be quicker than the rest of the week. You know, we'll have to see how it goes. Not that I'm really bothered, but I mean, I'm not booked in till 10:30. That's me booking in time. But generally, I like to get there early so they can get in front. I mean, I got there last night, I was backed on the bay for 9:15. I pulled my curtain back, then went to transport office, handed my paperwork in, got a coffee, come back and the tips one side. No time at all, they had like 3 forklifts on. So you get a lot of pallets on these double decks like. So it does them a favour, because if there's no else in, well, they can get this truck out of the way. It's one less for them to do when it starts getting busy. So like I say, tonight they're on job and knock, so they want to get away, so does them a favour. You do them a favour, they look after you. So it is what it is.
Keep right onto
Right, we're going to crack on
towards Manchester.
and see how long this takes. I'm hoping maybe 25 past 9, maybe 20 past. Just depends on traffic around Bradford, because it does tend to bunch up a bit there. But we'll see how it goes. It's Friday night. Hopefully it'll be quieter than usual. Well, I'll see you in a bit.
14 miles.
And 2 minutes later, joy of fucking joys. 2 lanes closed and standing traffic. It was all going too well, wasn't it? So, just be mindful of going in this lane because there might be somebody jumping up. Well, this is the joys of night driving. Sometimes these things happen. You just can't avoid it. You've just got to suck it up and get on with it. But like I say, I've got an hour to play with at least, so I'm not concerned. Just an hour less than I get to play block puzzle on my tablet when I'm parked on the bay, or watch a film or whatever. Basically, that's all you've got to do. So that brings me on to people telling me they wouldn't do night shift. All this, they wouldn't, because they put up with roadworks and all this, like, you know, antisocial hours. You know, they'd rather be sat at home watching EastEnders or something, like, you know. Now, to put it into context on this run, right, this week, if you take off my breaks, I'll have actually get paid for 50 hours. I've probably done closer to 55, 56, but like I say, they take the breaks off you, 45 minutes a day. So I get 50 hours pay. Now, I've only actually worked physical work maybe 35 hours. That'll be it. The rest of the time I am sat on the bay playing with my tablet, reading a book, playing games on my phone, whatever, chilling out, go to bed for an hour, whatever, but I'm not working. So I'm getting 15 hours pay for sitting on my arse doing what the hell I like. Now, it's up to you what you think, but for me, money for nothing, I'll have a bit of that, like, you know. So, I'm not complaining. God knows how long we're going to be sat here. I'm guessing that they've just put the roadworks out because it's 5 to 9. Hence, they're probably still doing it, and that's why we're all stood still. So, it's just what it is. Or it could be worse. There could be a broken down car because we're out of one lane. That would put the cat amongst the pigeons, wouldn't it? So, I mean, it was down to 2 lanes here all week, and that wasn't any great shakes, like, you know. But down to 1 lane. Oh, white van, man. Where's BMW going? What's that red truck up there? Is that B&Q? I don't see any trucks with Palex logos on them, so obviously I'm running ahead. If you hit the busy window, there'll be quite a few of us, all from various companies, but at some point on the trucks they will have the Palex logo or a Palex trailer. Now, there's that double deck going. Kinax here. That's fresh freight from Newcastle. I guess he's going to the pallet waste hub in Leeds. Wouldn't surprise me. Right. I'm guessing they're still messing on with these roadworks, with cones, setting them all out and that. So right, let's see how long it takes. I'll see you in a bit. Well, you're not going to believe this. This is the fucking roadworks. Seriously. We'd all got in that lane because it said roadworks and they don't exist. We've all been conned. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Now, if my crystal ball was working, I wouldn't have slowed down. I'd have stayed in lane 1 and just gone whoosh straight past. So, anyway, it is what it is. So now we've got 25 miles left. Shouldn't take long, to be honest. We are actually at Bradford, so it's nothing from here. I just cannot believe that the whole M62 just stopped for something that is not there. Oh, you would not believe it. Just, that's it. You see something different every day in this job. So, right, let's crack on. See how long it takes. Should be 25 minutes to junction 21. So, maybe just after 9:30. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Well, 5 minutes further on, and everything's bunched up due to a stranded vehicle. That's what the sign says. Is this it here?
Speed camera ahead.
Yeah. They must have just pulled it off the road because it'd been a smart motorway if they put it in there. Aye, that was the one. The signs were saying it was in lane 1. So that's why they've just lifted the limit. That could have been a lot worse.
Speed camera ahead. Speed camera ahead.
But I'm hoping this is not going to be a sign of what it's going to be like all night, you know what I mean? It's Friday, you want an uneventful night. You'll be fucked down and get home early, like, you know. I don't have to be a good boy when I get in. There's shitloads of beer and just raid the fridge at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right, Hartsedmore Services, just above Bradford. Now, 21 miles to go. Let's crack on. Finally, welcome to Rochdale. We have a couple of miles to go. It'll not take long. I shouldn't say that, should I? Because that's when it's going to jinx me.
Drive for 2 miles.
But yeah, I mean, not sure how far this depot is outside the town centre. I think spitting distance away, but we avoid that. Let's be careful coming over here because we got some lights which change pretty quick. They'll be red by the time we get there. Knew it. There you go, pretty quick, aren't they? Yes, mate, how close do you want to be? Some people will just not wait, will they? Now you would think, I mean, this is one straight road now to the industrial estate where we're going, and you've got trucks coming down here all day and all night, especially at night, because there's not just ADD Express, which is the pallets distribution site. You've got a couple of other retail distribution places down there. I'm going to do home bargains and stuff like that. So you get a lot of trucks coming down here. So you'd think people would be aware of it, wouldn't you? No. They'll just pull out on you from these side streets, not giving them monkeys about you. It's utterly ridiculous. And quite often it'll be taxi drivers with passengers in. You think, you really want to put, I mean, it's bad enough putting yourself at risk against an Arctic, but your passengers as well? No. Lights here as well. This side changes before the other. When I've come the other way, when I've had to use the M6, it brings me down that way, and that's quite a tight corner there, because those lights are closer than you think. You've got to watch for your headboard kicking out when you get the swing on. Not the worst I've been round. You just got to be a bit mindful. Now we've got a lot of takeaways on here. We'll go right under a bridge. Is he going to slow down? I'm not. We'll go under the next bridge and there's a line of takeaways. So you got to be mindful of people being in a rush to get the food home, or delivery drivers.
Prepare to turn right after half a mile.
So I've come round here and seen them pull straight out. I know they say time is money, but a couple of seconds, really. I mean, I suppose I could stop there if I really wanted to go to Yum Chicken or Cairns. Like I say, you've got a Chinese up here as well. All the delivery drivers must be out, because usually there's quite a lot of cars there. Under this bridge, and then we turn right into Chichester Street. Rob, the gaffer, must have read my mind. Open sesame. Time is it? 9:45. We haven't done bad considering the delays. Let's say made it with 45 minutes left to spare. I probably lost about 25 minutes sitting around the traffic, but I've had worse than that. The reason for that little road back there is you've got to get over that metal strip, because if you don't, you're just going to sit there wheels spinning. Right, let's see what's what, because we're going on Bay 3 at the side of that Leyland. Right, that's me for tonight. Seals in, EFS. No sign of Neil and Brown yet. Devereux from Middlesbrough. Right, Bay 3, this is what we want. That's all my stuff there, hardly anything. Right, happy days. I'm going to love you and leave you. I need to concentrate. Have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. And I'll try not to leave it as long next time. Catch you later. Ta-ra.